All right, guys, welcome back to Mod Pop Thrift. My name's Tom. I'm a full-time eBay reseller and a stay-at-home dad for my 6 children. And right now, since Remy the rat sold on the last video, I only have 6 that have sold. Just some kind of unique toy stuff and a couple of shirts. So these are like rebuild kits for old RC cars, very specific ones. They're Imperial, and they're obviously dead stock. I think they're 86, as memory serves. They don't, yeah, not 89. It says on the back. You wouldn't see it if I tried to make you see it. Anyway, I picked these up for $1.50 a piece. So that's $3, $6, $7.50. And they sold for $13 plus shipping. Buyers all in at $19. Not a great profit. I expect it. Like, you see something like this and you're like, 1989 rebuild kit for an RC car? Holy cow, that's going to be fantastic. And it wasn't bad, but it took longer to sell than I expected. Ninja Turtles. If you're looking at Ninja Turtles, vintage Ninja Turtles, one thing to keep in mind is some of them have soft heads. The very first Ninja Turtles that got released on the 10 card, on the 10 back. So the earliest ones, those 10 characters might have a soft head. If it's a hard resin head, the same as their arms, then it's not the first release. And really only the die-hardiest of collectors is going to give a crap one way or the other, especially not on card. Like if they're on card, there's a pamphlet that comes with the earliest ones that isn't with the other ones. So there's a way to tell if even in package, if you have a soft head. These were not in great shape. Raph's missing his arm and Mikey's missing his soft head. And so we picked those up for, they were part of a lot that we bought for $5. Sold for $37.49. Free shipping? They went international, buyers all in at $41. So I suspect it was free shipping. Margaritaville, another Margaritaville 3XL. Just plain Jane, but they sell. So I picked them up for $3. This one sold for 10 plus shipping, buyers all in at 17. Another $3. We picked up this Bears. It's small, but it's a nice jacket if you can use it. We picked it up a couple weeks ago. 13 plus shipping, buyers all in at 22. This guy, his name is Cabby. He is from the Planes, the Cars Pixar universe. The movies that are planes, and he's like a carrier in Planes. I think he's only in Planes Fire and Rescue, so the sequel to the Planes movie. And he sold for we paid like $1.50, maybe $2.50. Sold for $35, free shipping. Those Planes Fire and Rescue toys do reasonably well. Comp them when you find them, don't pay a fortune, but especially the bigger ones do pretty well. Some of that Pixar toys are, I mean, everybody loves Pixar movies, and technically Planes is not Pixar. It's Disney, and it's based in the Pixar world, but it is not produced by Pixar. It's produced by Disney Animation. But it's still, I mean, as far as collectibles go, it's in the same realm as Pixar's. Aubergine cups. How weird are these things? I remember getting them for not very much money, and they were taped to death altogether, which probably means they were at Goodwill, not at like at a yard sale. They're not going to be taped together real hard. I've had them for a long time, and probably because I didn't do free shipping on them, I did plus shipping, so they were $10 and the buyer paid $12 shipping. So these, I feel like these would have sold a whole lot faster if I had just done $20 free shipping, because people get turned off by $10 plus $12 shipping. So that's kind of what my thinking is on that. Those are small enough that if you put them in a big box and the buyer paid $12 shipping, I could put them in a number 7 box and still make money on the shipping. You just wrap them in a whole lot of bubble wrap. You could, if you wanted to put them in a smaller box, you could double box them, but on something that small where they paid that much shipping, it really isn't necessary. So that's everything. I have a ton to ship because I gave up. Yesterday, I told you guys I had 56. I ended up giving up, and we went to Goodwill after like 20, and then 6 more items sold. So I still have all 33 of my whatnots to ship, and these 6 more. I have 12 for eBay and 36 for, and it's Saturday. So I have 18 for eBay and 33 for whatnot. So it's Saturday, and I don't want these to wait till Monday. So we're gonna have to get them moved today, and it is already stinking 10:30. So the mail could be here at any minute. But long story short, I'll end up taking them to the post office if I have to. I got to do that. I'll talk at you in a little while. On the subject of Cabby from the Planes movie, I had to find a box that was 17 by 17 by 8 to ship this in. Cost me $16. Now the buyer paid $35 and I paid $5 for it. So I'm $20 plus fees on $35 would be, let's say, $3.50, maybe $24. So I'm still like $10 in profit. I paid $5 and made $10, but you got to keep that in mind because I didn't even think about how impossible this huge plane would be to ship, which normally I do, but a toy plane just doesn't feel like something that's huge and hard to ship. All right, so it is Saturday afternoon, and all of the whatnots, Mrs. Mod and Pop helped me get the whatnots packaged up. So they are officially gone, but the mailman has come and gone. So now we're going to run them to the post office, which is very near very near the Goodwill. You can jump. Evie can jump over mud. You want to see her YouTube? Ready, set, go! Good job. So we're taking all the children's to the Goodwill.
Ruby, she's right there.
Ruby, say hi.
Hey, Dad. Hi.
She did it. And here she comes. Love of my life. Mrs. Wonderful herself. We're going to go to Goodwill and UPS to drop off one, which is weird. That Apple was like $3 cheaper to ship UPS, which was weird. So we're going to go to UPS, USPS, and Goodwill. Just buy them all of those minifigs at $1.50 a piece.
Why not?
And look at those Jordans.
Are you gonna? Off on blue. Somebody wanted to look at those and then chuck them back in.
What are those? Like those Nikes? Those are nice shoes.
Those are. Oh, I thought they were Jordans for that, but no.
We were just here yesterday looking at these books. That's a nice looking Bible. It is the Fire Bible Student Edition. There's a Janet Ivanovich. Dawson's Creek. Excuse me. All right, nothing over here. A plush moose. Whoop. Oh, that's not Lisa Frank. That's something else. How about a generic Nintendo? Like that has all kinds of Nintendo games preloaded on it. As long as it's in there and $5.50. That's just a neat thing. It ain't worth nothing. Well, here's a second one. And I suspect that somebody probably thought these were worth reselling and decided that they weren't, because you shouldn't sell them. But I just think they're neat to hook up to our TVs.
Ow.
Oh gosh. Don't let everyone see that. Ew. What is this? unbranded. It sure looks like a Ninja, but it isn't. I have never had much luck with those. I'm going to put this in the cart. I think it's not worth getting, but we're going to try it. We're going to look it up a little later. These Infinity speakers are probably worth something. At $11 a piece. Have to be worth quite a bit, but they could be. A lot of times the fronts just peel off and it has a model in here. Oh, this is not the death nail for these, but I'm not messing with them. Ask me about dad jokes. Yes. Salt and pepper that are S&P. That's fine.
I think I found some.
And oh, we can.
And if it's not to sell, I'd like it.
You want to keep it? Well, we can put it in the cart and find out. I'm not seeing much over here in the cookware. The place is as packed as it can possibly be, so it might be such that there isn't much because everybody already got everything. I wonder what Zulu, besides Demon on the old Ghostbusters. $1.84. It's probably Kohl's Cares.
Oh yeah. The other thing I found, I thought it was.
How old is it? Does it have a date on it? If it's like late 90s, early 2000s, it's probably worth getting. If it's 2019, it's probably not. No. Well,
2014.
put it in a cart. We'll look. Oh, this is probably like a Dollar Tree or what? Not Dollar Tree.
This is cool.
Dollar General. Somebody had that in their hand yesterday. Hi. Oh, this isn't all the same thing. It's a light bright and a steering wheel. There's Abby Doodles. Abby Doodles. What'd you find? A pretty baby.
Are you supposed to play baseball with this?
That would be kind of safe to play in the house, except for you guys would do it too rough. It'd be safe for Evelyn to play in the house. Ooh, Levi pulling out Maleficent.
It was just sitting right here.
It's human.
It's cut
human
tag,
boogie.
but it's still cool.
Human hoogie. Human boogie.
Yes.
Human boogie. Oh.
I just got that reference.
And I have.
You met
Go Bob.
These are nice looking. I doubt they're anything. I'm not familiar with that brand. And they feel decent quality, so I'm going to comp them. $6.80. It's probably nothing.
something
Those are
anybody would wear.
Kyrie's, I think. Or no, they're Jordans. How much are they? Sometimes they mark Jordans crazy.
$5.
Oh, well, we'll put them in the cart then at $5.
Okay.
No?
I think this is the less impressive thing, but I don't know.
Seven Bridges. No, that's nothing. But that's
Okay.
the
and
next
then
thing
There's this.
is way cool. American Fighter. How much is it?
Yeah, $5.
Oh, yeah, that's a get.
Okay, I'll go put this back.
So that was not great. I think the only thing we got to resell was that shirt of Judah's, and then I got a bunch of these, $1.84 for these minifigure blind packs, and they'll probably resell, and if they won't, the kids will be ecstatic about them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mod and Pop Thrift. Welcome to the new normal, which is, it is Sunday night at like 7:30 at night, and Desiree has to work in the morning, and I have Ruby, so I can't be out here shipping at 9 o'clock in the morning because it's not warm enough in the store room for her to be out here for very long, and I can't leave an infant inside by herself, so I'm gonna have to do the shipping night before, which, I mean, it is what it is. We're just gonna make life work, but so the videos will probably be changing some because of that. Let's go see what we got. So right up at the register, the last time me and the fam were at Goodwill, they had this Dune set. Dune is really popular fiction. I don't pay a lot for it. I paid $5 for this box set, but it sold for $17 plus $17.99 plus shipping. I will mention that the most One of the best paperback books you can find is the Dune Encyclopedia. It's worth a couple $100, and I have found it at Goodwill for 99 cents. Or maybe 50 cents because it was a paperback. So I paid 50 cents for it and sold it in a day for like $2.25. So I'll put up a screenshot of that. Dune paperbacks do really, really well. Yeah, just something to keep in mind. 2011 Illinois Wesleyan Women's Basketball Division Champions. This is the worst shirt. I don't know why I picked this up. Why I listed this. It's where it came from. I have no idea. It's JanSport, which I guess is okay. But it's like an obscure school. It has a year on it. It's women's basketball. Very limited market here. But sold for $15 plus shipping. So somebody wanted it. I'm glad they found it. That's odd that I even have that. Paid $2. You can see where I peeled some of the label off because I couldn't get the marker off because they wrote $2 on it with a permanent marker. So I paid $2 for this at a garage sale. Like this year, it's probably been 9 months or so. And it sold for, something just sold for a lot of money. Sealed Lego. Oh, cool. So that sold $12.60 plus shipping. It's just a sealed puzzle that I paid $2 for, and it's small, so it'll be easy to mess with. Pick this up. It's like not Legos, and it's Transformers, and it's not vintage. It was Everything's a Dollar sale, and it sold for $7. I got it at the Everything's a Dollar sale, and it sold for $7 plus shipping. I was trying to find a year on it. It really doesn't matter. I wouldn't have picked it up except I was grabbing kind of everything, and this said Transformers, and it was only $1. Plastic measuring spoons with Mickey and Minnie on them. Not a great pickup. I had to have paid $1 for them, and they sold for $4 plus shipping. But I was picking up a bunch of stuff, and I wasn't comping anything because I didn't have my phone and I didn't make a video. So I took them on a whim, figuring $1 wasn't bad. And I guess I did make a lot of money, large percentage of return on investment. But and they're going to be easy to deal with. But that's not the kind of sale I'm going to be making anymore. I'm staying away from that little bitty stuff. This shirt is vintage, made in the USA, LL Bean, and it's just a chamois flannel shirt, and then it's fleece lined also. I paid like $8 for it at Goodwill, and I debated it pretty heavy, but then I've only had it like a week and a half, and it sold for $34 free shipping. I've always done well on cast stuff like this and bells. And I paid $5 for this at a yard sale, and it sold for $19 plus shipping. It took longer to sell than I would have expected for it to, but it did eventually sell for $19 plus shipping, so that's a pretty good sale. Yeah, there's no markings on that. Sometimes a bell with markings or a cast eagle like that with markings would generally sell for quite a bit of money, but at only $5, but normally you'd have to pay a whole lot more. So at only $5, $20 plus shipping is pretty good. This is a vintage Le Tiger cardigan. I don't see where, oh, it says large right there on the tag. And it's just a green cardigan, a little bit hard to hold up and show, but I got this at Goodwill. I always buy Le Tiger if it's made in the US, like cardigans like that. This one took a little longer to sell than I expected, and I think it's because my picture was terrible. And it's sold for $24 free shipping. And I sold one last week for like $35 plus shipping. They normally do a lot better than that one. So I don't know what the deal was with that, but probably my picture was awful. When I bought this tote, it was full to the brim with magazines, and there were 100 magazines, and I paid $40 for the tote. It's $40 a piece. This one, it's 40 cents a piece. A Brady strategy guide for Dr. Muto. Vintage video game strategy guides do really well. Sold for $15 plus shipping. Yes, that is correct. And the other things that sold, I just bought on the last video 2 things to flip, and they both sold. But they're both still in the house. So they had a bunch of these Lego minifigures, and they were $1.84 a piece. They had 17 of them, So I bought them all and then gave one to each kid to open and build their little minifig. So that was $31.28. And then I had these 12 remaining. The 12 remaining I listed for $58 and they sold in a day. And so I'm making quite a bit of profit. I also spent $30 on these Hokas that were in really, really nice shape. They were $27.81. And that I was on the fence about them. It's not a great pickup at $27, but they did sell in a day for $70 free shipping. Now, I looked already at the list, and these are Arahai. They say Arahai on the tongue. I can't hold them in a way that makes sense for that. Anyway, they say Arahai 6 on the tongue, which is a reasonably new one. And I did the comps and thought I could list them for 70. And so after fees, I'm at $58, and I clicked on print the shipping label just to see, and the shipping label is going to cost me $8.25. So let's say I'm $50 after shipping and fees, and I paid $27, means I made $23. So, I mean, and they flipped in a day. Like, I don't want to spend $27 to make $23 and have it take 6 months, but something that is one day and I double my money even after fees and shipping, that's pretty good. And that's all she wrote, at least for right this minute. I had been averaging $327 every day this year. Like, I was at $240, but then I had a $370 day, and I had a bunch of like $290 and $320 days. Like, me and Judah did the math, and it came out to $327 average a day for the first week of the new year. But then yesterday was like $82 day. So that wasn't fun. But then today's recovering, especially with that Lego sale. Yeah, today's at $258, and I normally get a sale or two in the wee hours of the morning that still count towards the day. So I'll probably be $270, $290, something like that, which will put me back on my average, but that $82 day didn't feel great. I've got to make sure. I mean, I got a bunch of stuff listed yesterday, but I really haven't listed much of anything today, like 2 or 3 things. And then I had some stuff that I ended up relisting. So I got to get some stuff listed too today. I got to keep on that, but I got to get this stuff shipped tonight because I can't get it shipped tomorrow morning because once I take the kids to school, it'll just be me and the rubes. So I talked about how I was going to try to get my sales numbers, my average sale price up. And somebody's like, how are you going to find items that are worth $30? And I think those Legos that I just sold are a testament to that. I could have sold those for $5 a piece. I could have sold 2 or 3 for like $9 plus shipping. Or I could lot them all together and be 12 for $60. And that means I put them in one box and they sell pretty quickly. And so that's part of my strategy on selling that kind of stuff. But this is why we love eBay. Since I came out here to start recording, I sold a $58 lot of Legos, and I just sold this $67 sweater, LL Bean, new with tag. It's got a retail tag on it of $90. I paid like $7 at Goodwill a couple weeks ago. Well, I listed on the day before Christmas Eve. And so I've had it for maybe 3 weeks, and there it is sold. And so LLB new with tag, but this style where it's knit lines like that is called a fisherman sweater. Fisherman sweaters are going to do fairly well with any brand. LL Bean's going to do really well. Vintage ones are going to do really well. Anything made in Scandinavia, like you'll find them Denmark, Finland, Norway, those kind of, anything that would be maybe made out of like alpaca or some kind of obscure wool would do really well. So, but fisherman sweaters do really well. This one I paid $7 for 3 weeks ago and turned it into 70 almost just now. But this is why we love eBay, because while I'm working, while I'm doing other things, eBay is working and I'm selling $110 in an hour while I'm doing other stuff. So you see, this is December 30th, 31st, January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then we fall off a cliff and only sell 88 on the 6th, and then today I'm back up over. So yeah, that frustrating little dip there, but otherwise I'm having a fantastic year. And it's not like $88. Like 2 years ago I wouldn't have scoffed at $88, but when you're selling in the $300 ballpark every day, $388 feels like a kick in the teeth a little bit.